Apple proved that bigger was better with the iPhone 6, but now it's trying to prove that bigger is better with the iPad too. This is the iPad Pro, and it has a 12.9-inch screen. And I know that you're wondering, why on earth would I need a 12.9-inch screen? But Apple has some pretty convincing reasons for you and some pretty cool applications that you can use with it. So I'm going to show you what you can do with the iPad Pro and why it's the coolest iPad that's come out yet. Probably one of the nicest things you can do on the iPad Pro is read different content on the web. So the News app is a really great example of how beautiful the iPad Pro is as kind of a magazine. It's more or less the size of a magazine when you're holding it, so you feel like you're holding maybe the latest issue of Vogue. And whenever you go inside of a story like this travel story here, you get these beautiful images, and it's really like reading a magazine or whipping out a newspaper, which is something that we just don't do anymore. But digitally, this is one of the most beautiful ways I've read content in a long time. You can do this with a number of apps, of course, if you don't like that News app. The Guardian looks quite lovely as well. There's a lot of cool content, and it's easy to see. It's nice and big to read, which is great. It's a little bit heavy, so holding this for an extended amount of time might give your arms a bit of a workout, but you can always prop it up with a stand and get your reading in that way, or put it on your lap. One of the other main use cases that I'm really excited about is reading comic books. So I have the Scribed app here, and the comic books just look great. I mean, you can really see the detail in the art. When you zoom in, it looks pretty darn incredible on this screen. And it's quite nice because often when you're reading comic books, the text is just too small when you're on the regular iPad. But when you're on the iPad Pro, you can just read it and you don't have to feel like you're zooming in and out all the time, which is a real hassle. It's also great because you turn in landscape mode and you have 2 pages at the same time. So it feels more natural, like you're actually reading a real comic book and you're not just doing this on some weird digital screen. Of course, this isn't really something that you'd probably want to carry around in your bag. I mean, it's pretty big. It weighs 1.5 pounds, which actually isn't bad considering that the first iPad Air weighed 1 pound. So it's half a pound heavier, but it's still quite a lot lighter than your laptop. You can also use the iPad Pro for productivity purposes because iOS 9 has a brand new split screen app. So you can dive into your favorite apps over here and you can have 2 running at the same time. So say you need to be writing something in Microsoft Word or browsing the web over here, you can open up one of your other apps, like maybe your calendar, and you can see what's going on with your day. You can just slide it back over here when you don't need it anymore. Or you can pull it all the way out and toggle it so that way you have both open at the same time. And this is really useful when you're busy doing 2 things at once, and with this amount of screen real estate, you can actually take advantage of this feature much better than you can on the smaller iPad Air 2. Of course, if you're going to have this tablet at your home, it's probably going to be one of your favorite media consuming devices. We've got Netflix on here, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. It's really nice to hang out with this and watch different shows while you're at home. Obviously, carrying it around with you might be a bit of a hassle. And lastly, one of my favorite features, of course, is being able to draw. So I have 53's paper app here, and I'm currently waiting for my Apple Pencil to come in. So I also have 53's pencil, which is ironically named the same way. As you can see, the iPad Pro is nice and quick. There's not too much lag here, which is good considering this is a Bluetooth stylus and not the one that the iPad Pro is actually optimized for. It's really great. You can create pretty amazing content on a screen this size. Often, if you're an artist, using a smaller screen is quite a hassle. You can't really get the level of detail that you want, and it's really irritating to draw on such a small canvas because artists are always wanting something a little bit bigger. They're always wanting more space to move and to see things and explore their ideas. The iPad Pro really is an excellent canvas, and I look forward to showing you the Apple Pencil once it comes in, so you can see the full potential of this large tablet in a drawing application. The iPad Pro is a really intriguing device, and those are just some of the use cases that we have right now for this brand new tablet from Apple. Obviously, we'll know more about it once we've tested it out further, and we'll be showing you the Smart Keyboard as well as the Apple Pencil once those come in. So stay tuned for more on the iPad Pro, and let us know what other things you think we could use it for.